Welcome to She Inspires. I'm Satay Maye.
And I'm Ceylon Jai, and this is a podcast about women in business and life. And today, we got Keile Bri from PBG. Keile Bri, PBG. Yeah?
Keile Bri from PBG. Hey, y'all. I'm excited to have you guys.
I'm excited to have you guys.
As our first guest.
Period. And it's an honor.
Are you like ready to get into some things?
Yeah.
Okay, but before we get into some things, I think we should do a little icebreaker. Okay. So, what are your top 3 local brands or businesses?
My top 3 local businesses. Motherhood, of course.
Oh, I love that.
You need that in my life. Summer by Keile, of course.
Yes.
And you was wearing a piece. Don't forget to tell the people. My girl got on her
People
Keile.
that don't know, what is Summer by Keile?
Summer by Keile is a brand that is made by me. We focus on sustainable and ethical production, and yeah, we're just about art and inclusivity and quality.
I love that.
Super important. But besides Motherhood and Summer by Keile, obviously, I really love. What else do I really love? I really liked my Active by Daisy jumpsuit.
Yeah, she's got the pieces. Definitely has the pieces.
Yeah. I love your top 3. Bri, what's your top 3?
Of course, I'm going to say my girls again. Summer by Keile, Art by Keile. Let me put that in there too, because that's a separate business, right? Yeah, so Art by Keile, Summer by Keile, Miami. Shout out Tori's brand. Like, honestly, I'm rooting for anybody that's young and doing it.
So, like, support your girls here in Bermuda, you know? Say, what about you?
I feel like 3 is hard. Because I love the people and I love what the people's doing.
Exactly.
Okay, but if I have to think about, for me, like I'm not gonna do like clothing. I'm gonna do like for the girls that got me together. Okay, so my top one will be my Minx. Now I'm taking a little lash break, mind your business, not too much, but Minx for the lash.
Period.
Ebony for the hair. Ebony is gonna give me my tape. She is gonna give me my sew-in.
What's her business? Her brand?
EA&Co 1 on Insta.
Very locked in.
Thank you.
Very locked in.
Very.
Ain't no switching up.
Love it.
And I have to say Shakara. She gets my nails right and tight. KOT for the girls.
I think my top 3 local businesses, I'm going to say Roots and Rare.
Period.
TR Whitening. Because T stay white.
Stay.
Period.
Stay bright.
And what's another business or brand? Top. That's bad. I know, but I just feel like saying me is just like so.
But it's the truth.
I know. I know what it means. Yeah, I'll say me fine.
Course.
But I didn't want to say me, but I'll put me in there for sure. Top. So, do you guys want to know why we chose you to be on here? Because honestly, like our friend group is so big.
It is.
It's like 11 of us. So we have to
break it down.
We have to break it down.
2 at a time.
Yeah, and to what makes sense. And we just felt like you two made the most sense. Nietzsche, because obviously, you know, you're an entrepreneur, and Bri, you are a corporate baddie, and also you're a new mom of 2.
Yes.
You know, so I just feel like you guys, it made sense to have you on, just to give the viewers like, you know, a deeper look into like you and your life and like how you guys both manage, like, you know, business or work and life, you know? So that's why we decided to have you 2 on this episode. But for the people that don't know, like we have been friends for how many years? Like
at this point, like you left my sisters.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel. Like we've seen each other at like our most vulnerable stage. So like at this point, I'm seeing all of you. And we're grown up together.
We watched our different.
We watched this girl give birth on house party. Like, give birth. I said, Kari, put that camera down.
that is not normal. Like we was on house party watching you push this baby out.
You called me at like 5 a.m. I answered and I said, everybody got on house party. Bri is in
that you was the first one.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
I was just always up at my house.
Yeah, like we have literally been friends for years.
Forever.
If you know, you know.
So on the topic of friendship and, you know, the longevity of us being friends, what would you say friendship means to you? What would you describe our friendship as?
How about each of you answer one?
Okay. Well, what our friendship means to me, it's the sisterhood. It's not like, I just don't feel like friend is even the right word for it anymore. Like, we know each other way too bad to be talking about friends. Like, I remember you like calling me in university when like you needed help with an assignment at like 3 a.m.
Crying because I didn't want to be no teacher. Like,
I was being with you at a preteen, when we shouldn't even be outside. You know what the vibes are. So it's just like, it's just
a sisterhood.
It's a sisterhood. Like, we're super locked in.
Yeah, for sure. What about you?
For me, it's just like having that person you could call, like you were saying, like calling at 3 a.m. anytime, like through it all though, like, because at the end of the day, we're gonna have our like ups and downs, but like at the end of the day, I like, if I had to pick up the phone, like I knew, you know, answer. Like,
and I feel like, you know, we're all like, we've been friends for years. Like, we literally grew up together. Literally. And I feel like we're all at different like parts and phases of our life. Yeah. But no matter what, like, if we need each other, like, we're gonna be there. Like, we don't have to see each other for weeks, months, and then the minute we all come together and link up, it's like, bitch, we didn't even like.
No time passed.
Yeah. We are a solid friend group. Like, what friend group do you not know that's like this deep, this big, and been together for this long? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably some out there.
But
But like, it's probably some out there.
Well, shout out to the girls that is locked in with their friends from day one.
And it's switching up.
Yeah, because I just feel like a lot of people fall out with friends. Yeah. And I just feel like,
well, like, I mean,
we're not perfect either.
Right.
You know, it happens.
It happens.
But it's just like, we're to the point where it's like, it's no turning back. Like, okay, we're going to have to get over it. Like, it's not, it's just like.
And we're going to like communicate and, you know, be accountable where we need to be and move on.
You know, like friendship's also like a relationship. So like in order for something to work like relationship wise, you have to like constantly feed it. Like, you know.
And communicate and all of that good stuff.
And I feel like that just further shows you like the dynamic of that friendship that we have. Like, it's just so deep to the point where it could be like, all right, you know, you're irritating me today, but it's no love lost. Like, you know, I'm still gonna be here for you. You call me tomorrow, I'm gonna be there. But for right now, you need to stay here.
We love each other.
Yeah. And also, what I love about our friendship group is that like everyone lifts each other up. Like, it's never no, oh, I'm jealous that she's getting away, or oh, I'm jealous that she's got this going on. It's always, girl, you doing it.
We're very like a supportive group.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to be that. Like, you know, like whatever you put out is what you receive back, and I don't need none of that extra shit around me. So I'm gonna like point to you because I know at the end of the day.
And I actually had like a realization the other day. Like, honestly, a supportive friend doesn't mean like they have to like purchase or like, you know, physically be there all the time, but like, you know, just checking in or like posting or like, you know, just little things like that. That's still being a supportive friend. Like, we might not always like be at everybody's events or like, you know, not everyone's purchasing or booking or buying or whatever your business is, but I feel like we support it in some way, you know, and we're gonna show love at some point or in some way. So I love that about our friend group. So Bri, I'm gonna start with you first. Let the viewers know who you are and what you do.
So I'm Bri. I have to shout out my sisters again, Tay and Say. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. But back to me, I'm Bri. I'm a mom of 2. I feel like you mentioned that. And I recently gave birth 2 weeks ago, as you like know, to Bri. So I have my boy and my girl. And I feel so blessed.
How old are your babies?
So Zoe is 4, Bri is 6 weeks. So yeah, toddler.
So new mom of 2.
It's a lot going on, but like I feel like I'm pushing through and I'm adjusting well to it, and it's teaching me like so much about like patience and just having like being prepared, you know,
Right.
because as a mom, so you constantly have to be prepared. Like, you know, I had to find babysitters. There was no daddy, but, you know, if the daddy was doing something, I would, like, you know, have to sort my life out. So they're really teaching me so much in that aspect. But outside of being a mom,
what do you do?
I work at Clarion Bank. I've been there since August 2022. I work in the commercial banking department. So anytime you want to open a business bank account, you pretty much go through me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So just making sure.
Yes,
you're welcome. So anytime you need a business account, we want to make sure you're legit. So I'm just going over all the documents just to make sure that you are suitable for our bank. And then after we do have you as a client, we're offering you like our products, so savings accounts, credit cards, that type of stuff. Before I actually started in the bank, I didn't know too much about it, but like the job has like taught me so much.
I feel like a lot of people might not know that you're a corporate girly.
Right.
A lot of people know Bri as an entrepreneur.
No, girl. So I left my 9 to 5 originally, like one of my first jobs. I was like,
So take us back, like take us back.
I'm a dropout. I'm a dropout, and I'm so proud because this is to show you, like, no matter what happens, like,
you have faith and you just knew.
and just if you're that girl, like, it's no limit.
So what was your reason for dropping out of school?
That's a good question. Like,
I remember why you dropped out of school.
Yeah, remember I told you.
I feel like you wanted to work, like you wanted to get in the field, and you was ready. Like, school's not for me.
School's not for me, and it's not for everybody.
Right.
So I'm not saying that to say don't get your education, but just realize that like there's other ways to get it. Like if you want something bad enough, you don't have to go the route that everybody says you should go.
Right.
But if that's you, that's you. But that just didn't work for me.
Right.
So yeah, I dropped out of school, came back, was working at a 9 to 5. I don't really want to name their
No, you don't have to.
but you know, it wasn't making me feel fulfilled. Like I was growing within the company, but I had started 98.
And what's
which
98?
was a body butter business, and it was pretty much based off like my first pregnancy when I had my belly. I created a stretch mark cream. I feel like you was one of the first people we was talking about this. So yeah. Shout out to you, because you was really like that girl for 98. Like people didn't know that. She did all the labels, she did all the artwork.
And if you guys didn't know, she made our logo. She inspired. Shout out Keile. Shout out to Keile.
98 was a time.
Yeah.
98 was a time.
We need 98, baby. We need belly wear.
People have been asking for 98.
Like, come on, give us what we want. Give us belly wear.
And then it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like me anymore.
But you always wanted to outsource anyway. Like, realistically, those were conversations we always
had. Do you feel like you'll ever go back to being an entrepreneur?
Yes, I have a few things to learn first before I like jump off the porch. And I feel like right now in this 9 to 5, especially working in the banking industry, like I'm learning so much about like finances again.
Sure.
So like
especially as a professional.
right. So like when I do get back, like I know exactly what I gotta do, what opportunities are available for me, like local wise, like as far as like loans, credit, stuff like that, and like, you know, how to be profitable.
I love that.
So yeah, I do see myself back being an entrepreneur, but for now, like I'm grateful, like in this space that I am. And then when I get back from maternity leave, I do want to like even go farther within the bank, like you know.
I love that.
Yeah, but we was talking about why stop being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
was a lot.
Sometimes you jump and you're just like, oh shit, you're about to hit like bottom. And it's just like, what do you do? Like, but you're always just like that girl. So it's always like, you can always come back up.
Right. I just want to say, I feel like that's something that I admire about you. Like, you take the risk all the time. Like, you would literally have your options laid out in front of you and you would say, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to jump off this building right now. And I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's so inspirational because I tend to clutch my pearls at every given moment.
To me, I think I may have quit my 9 to 5 a little too early for the position I was in. Like, I had my kid, I had like Carla, like, you know.
One thing about you, like what Stacey said, like, when you feel like getting in a space where like this ain't given, you're like, I'm on to the next. And and like, you don't need no type of like, you know what's crazy? I feel like you've changed. Because back then, it's like, you wasn't preparing, you wasn't prepping for nothing. You was just jumping in the field and figuring it out as you go.
Exactly.
But like no, like I feel like you're not like that. Like you're going into something more like prepared.
Yeah, like
you know?
now I'm taking like the calculated risk rather than the risk where it's just.
I feel like you learned from that.
Yeah, it was definitely emotional first. Like while I quit my 9 to 5 because I just wasn't fitting the field. I was like, fuck a 9 to 5. I even said I was never going back to a 9 to 5.
You did.
And it's 9 to 5. Enjoying it, learning so much.
There's nothing wrong with I'm working a 9 to 5
at all. And I feel like that's been promoted lately. Like
no, I didn't want to work a 9 to 5.
It's depending. That's why I'm like, should I quit lashing and go to a 9 to 5?
But it's like you guys are so valuable though. Like both of us, but you guys are so valuable. Like being an entrepreneur, and you're gonna grow like a lot from it.
Yeah, it's no turning back now. I'm in too deep.
That's what I feel. I feel like I'm in too deep.
But it has been moments. I mean, I haven't had this thought all year, but like when I was at the old space that I was at, I would have moments like, because I feel like it was because of the environment that I was in. Like I wasn't in an environment where I felt like I could grow and like, I was in someone else's space. So it just, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be, if this is it. Like, should I go get a job, a 9 to 5? And everyone's like, no.
That was just never you though.
Yeah, it's never been me.
Yeah. Remember your job at Flying Colors?
Multiple jobs, and I just feel like I'm a great worker. Like I never went to my job with like bad attitude. Like I always showed up, great attitude. But I just feel like deep down, like I can't be told what to do. I can't be told what to wear. I can't see me living my life or working in any other way. Like, but what about you, Nietzsche? Who are you? Who is Keile? What do you do?
I'm an artist. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 2 businesses, Summer by Keile, which is mostly apparel, and then I have Art by Keile, where most recently I completed a mural on Corporation of Hamilton. I'm working on a couple more.
You did a few murals.
I was just about to say, you've been doing murals.
Like, how many murals do you have, boo?
I think I only have 2.
Keile is around the city, child.
I've been helping other artists with their murals as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes I've helped Ashante with a couple murals. I've been like a creative assistant on those, but my own actual like design.
Where can people find your murals?
So there's one Parsons Area Playground, like right near the bus stop, and then the other one Corporation of Hamilton, like right next to the speed bump. But yeah, that's me.
I love that. How did you start? Like how did you get into being an artist?
I feel like I was always really good at art, like from a young age. I just never really thought that it was something that is realistic to pursue. Not that that was something that my parents told me, because my mom like always told me I could literally be anything. But I'm like, I can't be a fucking artist. Like, you can't do that. Like that's not something that people normally do. Like,
I feel like you just sprung it on us one day.
But you know how I am. Like I don't be like it's crazy because I be nervous. So sometimes I don't talk about something until it's like, okay, I've got no choice but to like be like, you guys, this is what I'm doing. But so I was always good at art. I studied art at university. I applied.
Right, so is that where it started at uni? Like take us back.
I do, yeah.
Take us back. So you went to Berkeley, graduated high school, you went to...
She didn't graduate.
I didn't graduate from Berkeley. I didn't graduate from Berkeley. I moved to the UK.
Right.
I had to self-teach myself my GCSEs because no school would take me because I was 16. And like the cutoff year for like 6th form, where you have to have all of your GCSEs already, is 16. So like no one would accept me. So I had to like self-teach myself my GCSEs.
That's wild.
And I did like a random culinary course, like a BTEC culinary course.
I remember you did this culinary, girl. You've been wrong. You've been a shop.
It was shop outfit. Like
you had that shop outfit.
It was really it was crazy.
That was before you went to college, right?
I didn't want you guys to see me in this shop outfit.
You didn't want to be choppy.
No,
I did not remember this.
Me neither.
It was before you went to college, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was. You love stuff. I did this like level 1 culinary course. That's why I like love poached egg, because I learned how to make like a poached egg, like and that was part of the thing. But anyway, very British. So yeah. Then after I finished the culinary course, I did like BTEC, which is essentially A-levels in art, because I think assimilating into the educational system in the UK from Bermuda, if you don't already have all of your GCSEs, can be like really difficult.
Right.
And I pretty much did everything by myself. Like my parents didn't know either. So like I really
love
had
that
to figure it.
You've always been that type of person. Then.
Yeah. I literally like for my GCSEs was catching the train to random like I would email a school and be like, hi, can I sit my GCSE exam at your school? And like some would tell me no, some would tell me yes. And then I would just like catch the train and like go take my GCSE.
Wow.
See, I feel like you and Bri are like in that too, because that is like just jumping and going for something. Like, you know, like I could never.
Do things so I feel like I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like
that's like me knocking door to door. Like,
Oh my gosh, Bri had this job, you know, she's knocking on these people's doors. What was she selling?
Wi-Fi or cable?
Oh my goodness.
Listen, we gotta get it out the mud. We gonna get.
You was a hustler.
I wasn't making no money doing that.
Hey, you worked at Victoria's Secret.
That was when you realized, you know what? I gotta go back home. I gotta make some real money.
We're knocking on these people's doors.
Shit is for the birds.
I feel like you took us with you one day, like we was on FaceTime.
Period. I used to look. We guys were really close.
Appreciate that because I want to know her story. Like I want to know how she went from these GCSEs to becoming this artist. Like
yeah.
walk us through it.
Right. So I finished. It was crazy, honestly. So then I got myself into a college. Mind you, I'm pretty much in the UK like by myself for like the first year. I was living with my grandma, but like she was a flight attendant. She was living her own life. So like if you can imagine, I'm like just 16 by myself. And to be fair, all I really cared about was getting my GCSEs. I was stressed. I'm saying like the Guna and put me in this foreign country. I need to like get my education. I can't just be them. So I got my GCSEs. Thank God. I literally remember like one of the GCSEs. I was like walking like to the bus stop, like back from the school, and I was like crying. It was like I thought I failed. And it's like I've done all this. Like I've taught myself online. I've contacted the school. Like I've called the fucking trainer. If I failed, I was gonna be so pissed. But I didn't feel anything. I went on to like study BTech art, which is like A-levels, and then I applied to all of these schools. I got in everywhere.
Period.
I got an unconditional offer to Nottingham Trent, which was like the only school that I already had a friend. So it was like a no-brainer.
Hey.
So I went there. I loved Trent. That was the time. And then, yeah, so randomly, I think it was January 2020, I was like on YouTube. And I just saw like some craziness about like some virus. And I was a little concerned, especially because there was a really large Asian population at NTU, and I noticed that they were wearing masks more than usual. So I'm saying, okay, what's going on? Like, I'm also keeping in mind the fact that everyone's just came back from Christmas break. So like everyone's just coming back from, you know, wherever they're from. So I'm just, for whatever reason, paranoid. Like, I don't know why I was paranoid. Turns out it was COVID. I was emailing my school like 2 weeks before everything closed, and I was like, what are you lot gonna do if we can't come to the art studio every day? Because realistically, that's how an art course is. And they're like, you're crazy, that's not gonna happen. And then 2 weeks later, the entire world was shut down.
Right.
And yeah, I was on the last flight back Bermuda, and then, you know, how that was, quarantine, Bermuda life. And I've just been here since. And yeah, I just like felt like I wanted to pursue my art more. I got an assistant position with Alshante Fogo. So I was working with her for a little while.
I feel like that was like the kickoff. Like when you got that, it was like, okay, she's in.
When I got that, like I realized like, okay, this could work.
I feel like pandemic, it was everyone's like time to like
literally, it was sink or swim.
Yeah, that's when I started in too.
And that's when Minx and Met took off.
And that's when Pretty Rock started. Girl, we was entrepreneurial back then.
Pandemic.
We was getting ourselves together. We said we gotta make it one way or another.
Yep.
Listen.
We ran it up.
That's when I
Pandemic.
was like first teaching myself how to use Photoshop properly, and then that's when like
Oh my God. Bitch, we milked that Photoshop down. That's a king. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, so I started making digital illustrations, and then I started doing all of Bri's labels for 98, and I was just like, maybe like, I don't know, like this will work out. And I'm just like that type of person where I'm like, fuck. I'm like, in my mind, I feel like everybody is watching me, so I'm just like, I can't like fail. Like I can't like give it up now. So yeah, here
You've
I am.
just been evolving.
Yeah, constantly. So I went from painting mostly, like just like doing work for clients, and then one summer, like I randomly did this t-shirt design, and I just thought it was like wicked. And like I had these girls wearing like $100 bill bikinis, and I was like, if someone, my cousin Barry bought the design from me, so like it wasn't even my design anymore. But I was like, that could be fire. And like I don't want somebody to see this on a shirt and do it. So that's like when I designed my like first Summer by Keile bikini, and it was just like just an experiment. It was only pink. I just wanted to see if the girls would like it. The people ate it up.
Hey, where's Summer by Keile? Where can people get this outfit?
The people can get this at summerbykeile.com.
Period.
But yeah, so I started with one pink bikini, and then I shot with the Smith sisters, and we did the 3, and then I was like, oh, maybe this is its own thing, but like, I didn't want Art by Keile to then just be swim. Like, that's not what people were following Art by Keile for. So I was like, I guess this is going to be its own thing. And then it's just been its own thing since. And then I did my first shoot. Oh my God. I forgot that I had to teach myself how to sew in the process of this.
Right. You taught yourself how to sew.
And
Right, because you're making these babies stop like
listen.
You had Gregory sewing these bathing suits too.
You're doing Photoshop, you're painting, making these bathing suits, you're doing your small, you're just all around like teaching yourself these GCSEs.
But I feel like that is a skill to be able to teach yourself everything.
Self-taught,
Dwayne
period.
and I were in the car the other day, and he literally like stopped the car and like took my hand, and he was like, "Do you know how amazing you are? Like, do you know that you taught yourself your GCSEs and this and that and this and that?" And I was like,
Yes. You know, the other day at Friendsgiving, so it was like, you guys, before the year ends, and I think the viewers should do it as well, you know? Just sit and like think of all your accomplishments, because sometimes we don't even realize like all the things that we've done, you know? And I feel like that's amazing. Like, you taught yourself everything.
I think I said like one thing at Friendsgiving. I couldn't think of a single thing I've accomplished.
And you heard naming off all this stuff. I'm thought this.
But some of the stuff I didn't even know, like the teaching yourself the GCSE. I get it. I was flipping through that packet. Like being online, trying to teach myself that.
I'm like trying to teach myself like British history, because like if I'm taking a history, it's not even like I'm relearning like, you know. I think here we kind of got taught American history, like we got taught like World War II, stuff like that. Like, no, I was having to completely learn like British history like from scratch, which is insane. But yeah, then I shot with so someone was making my bikinis for me. They were no longer available to make them. I was looking for months and months and months to get somebody to make them for me, and I could not find anybody. And I ended up having to teach myself, which is insane. I'm still like baffled that I know how to sew to this day.
Tailoring my stuff, that
And now I tailor Taya's stuff because she has no waist and nothing fits her because her waist is just non-existent. And yeah, so then I did my shoot with Ari and Lee. That was literally the first bathing suit I had ever finished to completion, like that actual photo shoot.
Wow.
And then we did our shoot today. There's 9 parishes.
I'm still waiting for my shoot.
I know. But yeah, I got a sponsorship from 9 parishes. So we did the shoot with like Ari and Lee, and then we did the shoot with Say. And yeah, I've just been going since. Like it's just like at that point now where it's just like I have to keep.
Yeah, we have to keep this shit going.
Like I have to keep going. But right now I'm wearing some of my sample pieces. So this is like the first Summer by Keile collection that isn't actually swim.
Love that.
Super nerve-wracking, but that's why it's just like a sample sale, so it doesn't seem like super scary and serious. But yeah, people are liking it so far.
I love it. I need me one. I like this little shrug number. Super
cute.
And the fabric.
Thanks. It's bamboo, so I try to like make things as ethical and sustainable as possible. And bamboo fabric is just like bamboo actually regenerates a lot faster than cotton. It takes less water to make.
And I love that because honestly, I just feel like fast fashion is dying.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, like even me, like being in this business and having like a boutique, I've had to like transition even like how I shop, like how I buy like wholesale and stuff, because it's just like the fast fashion stuff, it's just not given anymore.
You kind of, I think quality is so important. I think it's so easy to just have something and just throw it away. Like I hope that every single time somebody buys Summer by Keile, like they have it like forever. Like I know people who bought Summer by Keile like in the first year when it was an experiment, and like they still wear it, and I'm like, you guys, like they probably weren't even made that well. I didn't really know what I was doing, but like they still be busting their pieces.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what's some experiences that have had the biggest impact on your life?
Some experiences. I feel like I've experienced a lot.
Or what is like the biggest experience?
I would say probably like losing my mom is probably like been the biggest impacts of my life. Like
how has it been, like, you know, going through life and not having a parent?
It's hard. Like every day is hard. Sometimes it's less hard. Sometimes it's more. But like,
well, you're doing amazing.
I try.
Yeah, and she'll be so proud of you.
I hope so.
And I'm not trying to get you all emotional
I know,
and
like,
stuff.
bitch, please.
But you know, I just feel like
and she'll be proud of you
she'll
guys.
be
Like,
so
we've been friends
proud.
for that long that like my mom even then like has always considered you guys like her daughters.
Yeah.
Like you guys like literally serve the food. Like
I feel like you're doing this life shit, like
I'm
for
trying.
real.
You're doing it. Like,
You are doing it. And I feel like you don't really give yourself enough credit for everything that you do, Nietzsche. Like, you've been through something that most people can't imagine, you know? And the way that you prosper through it is incredible. And I feel like you need to like really give yourself credit for God. I'm getting emotional, my eyes watering, and I'm trying to keep it together, okay?
I know, we said we wasn't crying on this podcast.
But it's just, and I feel like that topic is very sensitive, and we don't.
I don't feel like we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it.
We don't.
I think it's because it's so hard.
Yeah.
And it's so surreal.
To be honest, I
You know
can
what I
feel in
mean?
your vibe though. Like when you are like going through it a bit. I feel
I feel like you like
and it's
say,
just,
I feel like when you're going through it, or like when you're like not feeling like yourself, like it's hard for you not to show.
Yeah.
You know, like when you come around and you're not yourself, like we
That's
all
what
feel it.
Yeah.
That's why I just won't come around. Because like my misery doesn't love company. Like if I don't feel good, like we're a great time.
Right.
So like if I'm the only person who is like depressed, like you can fucking tell.
So what helps you get out of like that funk?
Even though sometimes I'll be fighting it, like you guys, like sometimes even then I'm like, I don't want to be around you guys. Like even if I do come around you guys, I'm like,
I've been talking it. Like, girl, get your ass here.
yeah, like even if I don't want to be around you guys, like when I am, like I can, like there's too much love and just like too much happiness, and you guys are like so unserious, like when we're as a group, and it's just, like I love you guys. That's always a time. But I don't know. Like I
I feel like you're trying to like be strong.
I was
like,
need to go to therapy, probably.
You should. Honestly, I am all for therapy. Like 2025, I'm going to a therapist.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are against it. Like I feel like a lot of like the black community.
I don't think I'm against it. I think that I've honestly just been through so much that like I just don't even know like how to unpack.
Right.
For me,
like,
it's
you don't know where to start.
Literally.
I God, like started God. Like can I just throw that in there? Like I
Do
feel
you
like prayer works.
Me?
You should start praying.
Yeah.
After this episode, we're gonna pray together.
I went to go see Say, and like Say like used to like make me pray like every night, and I loved it.
When your mom first passed, I made this girl. We was in my studio dorm in London. I made her get on her knees.
Literally made me get on.
Get on your knees.
Do you believe in God?
Of course I do.
Okay.
I think sometimes like it just feels like why have you like kind of turned your back on me? Yeah.
I know. I can see.
But it's like I didn't start feeling that like when my mom passed. Like I actually had a sister who like passed away when I was like maybe like 10 or 11, and then like from then it was just kind of like.
Wait, you had a sister that passed away?
Yeah, like during childbirth.
Okay, yes, I knew that.
Yeah, so like, and then I'm like, everything in between that, and then my mom passed away, and it's just like.
Yeah, it's like, why me?
It's just
Can
like,
I just like I'm always gonna be this friend? I just like have to stop you in that. Like, you know, like instead of saying like why, instead of like being that, like saying that, like change it to like this is happening for me. So like everything, like whether like it's good or bad, like everything is for you. Yeah. Like definitely. And it's meant to build you.
It's just hard to like look at it from that perspective. Like,
for sure.
When you're in the heat of it, and I don't think that he's not like with me. I do think that he's with me. It's just like hard to connect to that part of my life, especially because like I grew up in the church. Like I used to go to church every single Sunday. So it's like for life to like constantly like throwing all these hurdles at me, it's just like
it's just building you. It's just
I don't want to be the struggle cylinder. Give it to somebody else.
He's tired of being his struggle.
I'm tired.
Yeah, that's actually something that I said to
I'm sure you
Tay
are tired,
on our
baby.
first episode. I was saying that, you know, like when I got hit by the car, for example, I felt like that happened to me to increase my faith. Yeah. So like I feel like in these times, like going to him and actually like letting it all out is sometimes better than, you know, picking up your phone and venting to your friend. You know what I mean?
Man, you have came a long way, my friend.
But I think it's almost the same in the sense of like therapy. It's just like, where do I start? Like it's just like it just feels like
you can always just start anywhere. Trust me.
Start chat GPT.
I just ChatGPT every day.
I like that. So say put me on.
And especially because like ChatGPT is not gonna judge you. Like it's very much like a non-partial. Like if we're arguing, I'm gonna tell ChatGPT your side and my side, and I genuinely want you to tell me like what is your perspective. Like it literally gives you an unbiased, very clear. You know it's not gonna judge you. You're not gonna see it tomorrow. Like this is not a person. I fucking love ChatGPT.
I think therapy would be very good for you, friend. I just feel like it'll help you like help you with your emotions and you know unpacking.
I mean, I feel like knowing that I needed was a start.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like exactly.
I'm gonna be on you. I'm gonna be on you, friend. I'm like, friend, how you making out? Cause I want to start that journey as well. So I feel like we should hold each other accountable. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Cause I feel like I'm holding it off all year. And I go sit in that chair. And I go talk to that lady.
Praying is a sense of therapy, Joe.
Yeah. Like you're supposed to let this church run today.
Yeah.
You was holding her back.
I can't do it for the
It's
people.
okay. Yeah, don't let these people see you cry. Maybe the next one.
Right.
So Bri, let's take it back to you being a mom of two. Can you walk us through like a typical day in your life now that you are a mom of two with a toddler and a newborn? So like, what is a day in your life? Walk me from beginning to end. I want to know what you do when you wake those eyes up and when you put them down in the night.
It's funny because I was like saying how they like taught me how to prepare. Like even when I'm so prepared though, sometimes each day is like different, like a different curveball has been like thrown at me. So like I'm like, oh, let me get the kids ready for 7:50 and we can leave the house. And then Reed decides to poop at 7:50. So it's just like, oh, now my routine's like messed up. But like prayer, like for real works for me. Like, you know, every morning I pray, I'm like, Lord, help me with patience with these kids today. I don't know what they're about to throw at me, but just please help me to be patient. And to be honest, I lose my patience, but then I did clock back in. And like,
you hold it together very well.
Very well. Back in, but I've been losing my patience. But then I had to think, like, you know, this is like their first time at like two, like Reed 6 weeks. Zoe is 4 years old. Baby thinks she knows it all, but like you know, she just her. So let me just love her.
That's saying like this is all our first time. Like you know,
we're gonna be easy on each other, you know. So and like every day I like don't want my kids to be healing from nothing, if that makes sense, you know. So I just put on my best shoes to be this mother, like you know, like I don't be playing around with it. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't really talk about it, but like I'm serious about like being a mama. Like it's. We can
tell, baby.
I am so serious about being a mama. Like you know, it's not like I just push these babies out. I'm like, okay, I pushed them out, and
I'm gonna make them something. Yeah.
And I really do love being a mama. So a day to day, girl, it'd be hectic.
It's never the same.
It's never the same. And I just pushed through it.
And so, you know, being that you've been off work since October, right?
I I finished end of September.
And then you go back in February.
So
So that's a couple months off. So how do you feel like your transition would be from, you know, being on maternity leave and then going back into that corporate sector? Like, are you ready for that?
These 2 kids, girl. How you gonna do it?
Great question. I feel like I have the support. Like, shout out to my boyfriend, my partner, my baby daddy. Like, you know, I definitely have that support. So morning routines. It's not just me. It was a couple weeks ago when he went away, and I definitely felt the blues. So shout out to the single mamas.
Yeah.
Shout out to the single mamas.
I know. I had to ask my friend, how are you? Like,
How
mentally, like, you know, that was like,
see a single mama, give her a hug for real. Like, she deserves all her flowers. But I do have help, so I like taking advantage of that help would definitely help me adjust and be prepared. Like every day, be prepared. I have a cool team though, which I appreciate. Like sometimes you don't get that in the corporate world either. But like my team is just like, we just get it. Like, you know, we're there to support each other. If I'm running late, I'm saying, yo, you know, I'm running late. Things is happening. And I appreciate that. And I'm so grateful that I have that team. So I feel like I'm going to have to be prepared to get back. But I'm going to get there.
You're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay.
So how do you guys stay motivated during hard times or tough times? Whoever wants to go first.
I feel like I go first. I feel like you asked me something similar to this the other day. I like how we just like feeding off each other. That's nice. Yeah. Like if I need help, like if you need like banking help, you'll hit up me. Like we just be feeding off each other. If I need some other help, I'm like hitting up you guys.
I think that literally was like, I was just having like a hard morning. And I was like, Bri, like when you're not feeling like you have control of something, like how do you like change your perspective?
Right, and just like pray.
Yeah.
And
you did say pray.
I did say pray, and pretty much like learning that life is 90% of how you react to it. Like 100%, you know, like you're gonna have like these little curveballs thrown your way, but it's just like, how are you gonna react? Like like that hit me. Okay, how am I gonna push forward from this? And like sitting down and saying, okay, I can control this, but I can't control this. And if this does happen again, how do I avoid this happening again? I feel like that's what keeps me like motivated to just keep going. Because like some stuff could really just hurt people. Like I feel like I've experienced that in my life, like especially with my daddy. I feel like I don't really be talking about.
Because I feel like you, like similar to Nietzsche, like you guys,
you have like lost a parent.
Yeah, like you basically lost a parent. You know,
pretty much. It's like they're physically, but like
not
as a father would
initially. Yeah, it's taught me so much.
And how has that been for you?
I feel like that's probably why I am who I am today. Like, because some people would have like said, "Oh, my dad is a druggie. I can't really. I'm just gonna keep blaming that, and I'm gonna keep being the victim of that. Like, you know, like of why I can't push forward. It's like, hey, my daddy don't care about me, or my dad is this, my dad is that. Like for me, I don't know. Maybe me and my sister was just taught it. I don't even think.
I feel like you didn't let that define you.
Right?
Like,
I don't know if Sherry even taught us that. Like we just. It was just in us, to be honest, to just like say, okay, this is that, and this is us, and this is
like that is what it is, and I'm not a product of my
environment. Shout out to Sherry.
But like me and my sister have been through like the most, like you know, like the most, like no trouble.
And that's why I feel like you hold it together so well. Like people would not know.
They wouldn't, like.
And thank you for opening up about that.
Like definitely, like I feel like in the past it was just like I was embarrassed by it. I remember one time my daddy pulled up to VHS. They was like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's my uncle." He was anything. He was my uncle, not my father. But like now it's just.
Why was that man putting up your uncle? Why was that man putting up to VHS? Please, what was he doing? Why was he coming to VHS? Why was he coming to say hi?
I don't know. This is fresh. Like my mom kicked him out. It was a lot. Like,
oh my gosh.
Other people knew. Like I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but just know that man was my uncle. He was not my daddy. But like now, it's like.
Sorry to that man.
Sorry. accepted it, like, you know, and I learned, like, I prayed about it, like, I learned to love him from a distance, show up when I can, like, you know, at the end of the day, that's still my daddy, but just knowing, like, that's who he is, and I'm hurt if he wants to change, but if not, here's my love from a distance, and it's taught me, like, what I don't want to be in life. So I don't want to be a product of my environment, like being a victim to your environment. Like, you know, like if something may have happened to him in his life where he felt as if he couldn't be there for you, right?
Or like what?
Choosing the drugs over his family type thing, like, you know, and
You don't know what people go through.
drug addiction is real in Bermuda. Like, because nobody really talks about that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I feel like it's a lot of issues in Bermuda that's not talked about unless something happens. Like, you know, like when something happens and then it's like everyone's talking about that, and it's like, oh, but that's been happening, or, you know, so and so's been doing that, or, you know,
right.
so I definitely feel like, yeah, that's definitely something that's not commonly talked about in Bermuda.
That. Nisha, what about you? What or how do you stay motivated when, you know, you're going through hard time?
My brothers motivate me.
Yeah, I feel like
Sarah, Jude motivates me. I feel like having lost my mom, like, I have to be there for my family. Like,
I feel like you are like the mother.
Are my children.
Yeah, you're the mother.
My sister is.
You hold your family together.
Like, even in the days where I'm like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, I could never abandon like my brothers and my sister. Like, I might not have, like, especially like having lost my mom and that being such a huge loss, and like just realizing the fact that like we're all processing it, we're all moving forward. Really, that's the person that birthed you,
right,
and carried you. Like, I still remember like we're all like the scars like on my mom's legs, or like what her hands look like, what her laugh sounds like. So it's like, it's different, but like I would say what motivates me is like my family. Like,
yeah, I can see that
100%. Like, I really don't care. Like, it doesn't really matter like what I'm going through. I cannot just like check out because like my brothers need me. Like, I could never abandon Devane. We've been through everything together.
Yeah, I'm sure you feel the same about you.
I would like die for him right now.
Aww.
Like, I love
tissues.
You're crying?
Just a little, man.
My brothers, Marley motivates me. My nana motivates me. You guys motivate me. Just like, the people in my life.
I love that.
Motivate me. So, yeah.
Just keep going, baby. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Moving forward, what are you guys going to do to continue to evolve?
I love that question, because I feel like I don't like being comfortable. Like, I'm always, not to say that I'm never satisfied, but like I'm grateful for where I am and where I'm about to go. Like, you know, like, so it's always like, all right, thank you for this. I'm ready for this. So that's how I feel like I'm gonna be constantly evolving, just like being grateful and looking forward to the next step. Like, Lord, what else is there for me? Like, show me how good you are. Like, you know, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to jump off the porch. Show me how far I can go. You know, like, because I feel like there's no limits. Like,
yeah, I said that. I was like, I love being around people that are just up for a challenge, like ready to evolve. Like, you know, I hate just staying still.
That's all of us. Like, shout out to us. Like, the other day you hit me up and was like, girl, I'm ready to, you know, I'm ready to jump off the porch. I keep saying that.
What you ready to do, friend?
I told you, like, I was telling Bri that I'm ready to evolve. Like, I want to get to the corporate administrator, corporate services executive. Like, I want to get to that point.
Great, you are. Yeah. Because we're go-getters for sure.
And I always feel like I'm not doing enough. Like, you know, I'm just like, okay, I gotta do something else. Like, what's next?
What you're capable of.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm never settling. Like, right now it might seem like I'm where I want to be, but baby, it's so much more to come.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
What about you, baby?
I just feel like being an entrepreneur, you literally have no choice but to constantly evolve, especially like in your work life, and just like your work life pretty much it reflects like your home life. So I just feel like evolution is inevitable, and I at this point, like, what am I gonna have to teach myself next? Like, I'm clearly not someone who is afraid of evolution. I would love to just like stand still for a second. Let's slow down for a minute.
Yeah, I feel that.
But in terms of evolution, I just want to continue to push myself, and I feel like I'm in that same place where, like, that's like how Say's saying, like, I have a hard time like beating myself up and acknowledging the stuff that I've done. Like, I just feel like I haven't done nothing yet.
We've done a lot.
We've done a lot.
Especially, and I feel like we don't give ourselves enough credit for being at the age that we are and accomplishing all the things that we've accomplished. Like, you know what I mean? Like, guys at 25.
Like, you don't feel like you've done a lot, baby. You have been in World Gazette like every other week. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're on literally the Bermuda newspaper. Like, what do you mean? You don't feel like you're doing anything?
I know, but that's crazy though, because that's really how I feel. So it's like, I don't think that like evolution is so. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, evolution is so natural to me that like I'm not even thinking like I'm constantly evolving. Like, I feel like I'm never not evolving. So like in my mind, it's never like, what am I gonna do? So like I feel like that's my normal setting. That's what I mean by like, I would love to take a break because I feel like I'm literally never not evolving. Yeah. Like, that's how I feel. So.
Love that. So I feel like to close it off, what are you guys manifesting for your life or for your career for 2025? What's happening? What are we manifesting? Bri, do you want to go first?
Cindy goes first. I won't like share my like exact goals, but like this year, like instead of like
for next year, 2025.
Yeah. 2025. Thank you, friend. Just becoming a better like me instead of like reaching like materialistic goals, like becoming a better me. So that's like getting closer to God, like, reading the Bible more, like education wise, like if I want to learn something, I'm going to go take a course, like stuff like that. I feel like this 2025, I am working on like me, because like if I had any advice for younger girls, it's just like always work on like you. Like instead of trying to always just get something, work on you. Because if I can lose it all tomorrow, and I know I'm that girl, I can get it all back. Amen. Nothing but a thing. Like, I can lose it all tomorrow, and
it ain't on me, it's in me.
Exactly. So that's like my goals for 2025, just becoming like a better me. And I know that other shit would just come, like, all the materialistic stuff, but that's what I'm doing this year.
What about you, Nishibu?
I feel like 2025, I want to put myself first more, because I don't feel like
definitely we're all on that
enough. Like, I just feel like like I'm just tired of feeling like my life revolves around everything that everyone else is feeling, and like not like what I really want and what I really need. I just want to be focused. I want to be so focused. I want to not be emotionally distracted by the things that are happening in my life, because I just feel like once we got that out the way, like I just feel like I accomplished so much.
Literally, like when you get out your emotions, I'm
in my bag. So that's why I'm just like, I don't have time to like be in my feelings.
So we're getting out our feelings 2025. Manifesting that for you, baby. Period. Well, thank you guys for coming on to our podcast. She Inspired.
It's been a good episode.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next episode.
Thank you guys.